In this video tutorial, we shall create a histogram in a worksheet using three functions. The functions are repeat, char and quote. Let's discuss about these three functions before creating the histogram. Here is the syntax of the repeat function. Here is the syntax of char function, and here is the syntax of quote function. Repeat function takes two arguments, a text and the number of times the text will repeat. For example, in this cell, I want to print asterisk symbol for 10 times. Input equal sign, type REPT, opening bracket, input asterisk symbol in double quotation marks, place comma, input 10 as the repetition number, close the bracket and press return. You see, the asterisk symbol is printed for 10 times. Let's now discuss about the char function. Here is the syntax of the char function. It takes a number. The number is actually the ASCII values of characters. The function returns the character based on the ASCII values. If you don't know what ASCII values are, then study about them a little bit. For example, ASCII value of character A is 65. Let's use the char function to check it. In this cell, I input equal sign, type char, place opening bracket, type 65 and close the bracket. Press return. You see, the output of the char function is the character A. So, the function returns the character based on the ASCII value that you provide as the number argument. The next function is the quote function. Here is the syntax of the quote function. Quote function is opposite to char function. In the quote function, you provide a character as the text argument. The function will return the ASCII value of the character. Input equal sign in this cell, type quote, opening bracket, and place character A in double quotation marks and press return. You see, the function returns the ASCII value of character A. Now, I am going to create a histogram using these data. I input equal sign at the first cell of the chart column, type REPT, opening bracket. I want to use a character here, solid rectangle. Let's use the char function to put the character in the cell. The ASCII value of solid rectangle is 162. So I type char function, opening bracket, type 162, close the bracket. Char function is finished here. Now I place a comma. As number times argument, I select this cell. As this cell is a huge number, so I divide this cell by 200. I close the bracket and press return. You see, the symbols are displaying are not solid rectangles. You have to change the font to Wingdings 2. By default, the Calibri font is selected. I click on the font drop down and select the Wingdings 2 font. Now, solid rectangles are showing in the cell. I decrease the font size a little bit smaller to 8. Fade the font color. I guess this is perfect. Now, copy and paste the formula for other cells. Wow, it's a nice histogram. Let's create another type of histogram, trickier than the last one. Select the next worksheet. This time I will use the round function. I have discussed about round function in one of earlier videos. If you did forget, please check the video to revise the function one more time. This is budget column, this is actual column, and this difference column shows the gap between the actual and budget in percentage. When the difference is negative, then actual is less than the budget. You see here, the actual is lower than the budget, so the difference is negative. When the difference is positive, then actual is higher than the budget. You see here, actual is higher than the budget, so the value is positive. I have created two formulas, one for under budget that works with the negative values. Another one is for exceeded budget. This formula works with the positive values. Let's analyze the formula. A simple formula, look at the formula bar. If d5 is less than 0, then repeat function will work. In the repeat function, I used this symbol as the repeating character. How many times the character will be repeated depends on this round part. You know, round function turns the decimal number into an integer number. I used minus sign before the round function, so the negative values will be turned into positive values. Before rounding this number, I multiplied the number by 100. As in percentage, the number is small. If d5 is not less than 0, then if function will return nothing. The first cell is blank as the number is not negative. I copy the formula for other cells. Now change the font to Wingdings 2. You see, the cells that have negative numbers filled the cells using this symbol. I make the font size a little bit smaller increase the column width, make the color of the font is little bit greenish, and align the content to the right side of the cell. Okay, now this formula works with the positive values. Same formula, just the logical condition is D5 is greater than 0. It was less than 0 for this formula, and before round there is no negative sign here. Only these two changes. The number is positive and the round value of 3.7 is 4. So the cell is displaying 4 symbols. Copy the formula for other cells in the column. Change the font to Wingding 2 again. Decrease the font size to 8. Increase column width and change the font color to little bit reddish. The result is perfect. So from this histogram, you can easily find the months that show budget in control and the months budget out of control. For example, in the months of May and June, your company saw huge out of control budget situations, and in the month of July, your company saved a lot from the budget. So this is really a nice visualization of your company budget condition. So this is how you can make a histogram using repeat, char, quote, and round functions. These are the key takeaways from this lecture. You will get the downloadable copy of it with the exercise files and also in the lecture resources window. This summary will help you to grab the overall discussion of the video, print it or use it in your own way.